In this video, we're going to cover how to create a PowerPoint presentation with transitions. Now, transitions are the effects that occur between slides to go from one slide to another. Now, I'm in PowerPoint right now with all of my YouTube thumbnails being created as separate slides. Remember, PowerPoint is a general purpose graphic design tool too, so I use it to create all of my YouTube thumbnails. Now let's jump over to my PowerPoint thumbnails and turn it into a presentation. So here they all are, my thumbnails for my various videos. Now watch what happens if you just do a slideshow without any transitions. We're going to do a slideshow. Go to slideshow from beginning, and then you click the mouse to go to the next slide, and look at the way it jumps. It's a very abrupt and harsh transition from one slide to another. Let's escape out of here. So what you can do is you can go to the target slide and you can set a transition to it. So slide 1 is where we start. We don't need a transition there. But if I go to slide 2 and then notice up here, transitions, pick the transitions menu item, come down to the ribbon, and here transitions to add to this slide. Here they all are. Now you can even get more by clicking this little downward arrow here. So here's all your transitions, exciting, dynamic content, all of that stuff. And then to get back out, just click anywhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my favorite transition to the second slide in this presentation. It's a fade. And notice when I add it, it shows me what the effect is going to look like. Try that again. There we go. Very nice. So I can actually see what all these effects are like just by clicking on them. Now let's see what the fade looks like in a presentation. So we go from beginning, and then I click, and there's our fade. Isn't that nice? And then you get the clunky transitions from one to the other. Now, what you can do is you can set transitions for more than just one slide. What I recommend is that you don't use a whole bunch of different transitions, and don't go for the crazy ones. Keep it simple. The fade, I think, is the best transition. It's nice and smooth and people like it. However, you can use other transitions, but what you can do is you can apply them to more than one slide. Let's pick the first slide in the navigation pane, and then scroll down to the last slide, hold Shift, and click that slide. Now notice how all the slides have a red box around it. That means they're all selected. So if I go to transitions and do a fade, there we go. It's giving me the fade on the first slide, which I don't really need. And we will do a slideshow from beginning. There we go. It's fading in. And here I get a nice fade. Here I get a nice fade. So I've got a nice fade on everything. Now, if you want to remove a transition, just go to a slide or select multiple slides, go to transitions and pick none. That's the default, no transition. Now if we do a slideshow from the beginning, you won't see it. It'll go boom, I'm there. And then it'll transition to the second. Now, what I want you to do, you have a homework assignment here. I want you to pick a slide in any presentation that you put together or anything in PowerPoint, and then go to transitions and begin with morph. That's what the morph looks like. That's what the fade looks like. Here's a push. Here's a wipe. And find the transition or transitions that you like and reveal. That one's fancy, but notice it takes a long time. You're going to have to wait a while for that transition to occur. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is let's go to fade. Over on the right are effect options. If I click the down arrow, notice smoothly is what I've got set. I can say through black, and look at this. It goes to a black screen. And if I want to go back to smoothly, I just put it back to smoothly. So each of these effects have options. So your homework assignment is to go through, words, what is this? Oh, look at that, the words move around. That's really neat. So your homework assignment is to go through Remember, you can click the downward arrow to see them all. Go through all the transitions, find your favorites, and then once you get a handful of favorites, go over and work on the effect options. Like, let's say this one. This one has a circular shape, and you can control whether it's a diamond, a plus. Let's go in on a square. Oh, that's interesting. So, play with every transition, play with every effect option, or for the handful that you find, if you do the effect options for all of them, you're going to be spending all day doing transitions. And remember, you can apply them to all, which is what I typically recommend. Pick one transition, pick the first slide, hold shift, pick the last slide, and pick your transition like a fade. And that's transitions.